Welcome to distance learning online application. My name is Hilton. I'm going to be taking you through the online application. So, if you go to your SWGC school website, on the top left side, you would see below the Southwest Gauteng Technical College. Obviously, below that, there is going to be a link which is written distance learning online application. This one is only for distance learning. Please take note of that. All right. So, what you do, you click on the link, it takes you into another page where you would have to put in the information and it helps you with your registration process. Okay, so here it's got words like welcome to SWGC distance learning Technisa campus. So to start your enrollment, please click on enroll below. So once I click on enroll, it takes me to another page. On that second page, it's going to show us career paths being divided into business studies career paths and engineering studies career paths. All right. And then from there, I click on next. Once I click on next, it takes me into a student status page. This is now initially where you're going to be starting your application process. So the first question the system will ask you, are you a returning student or are you not a returning student? If you are a returning student, the moment that you say yes, the system will require for you to put in there a student number and it will match it in the background. If you are not a student or returning student, then you obviously click on no. Once you click on no, then you say next, and you are now moving into the registration page. Once you go into this registration page, it works in the following manner. On the top, is the menus of how the online application process is going to be going. And to the right of that, we've got what we call a sub panel that shows the history of what's going to be happening or what you have captured on the top. In case you make a mistake, you can always go back and you can always maneuver and so on. So to capture details and information, all of the details that are under this particular personal details are all mandatory. Once what I'm saying is most of them, 99% are mandatory except for initials. Initials is the only one that is not mandatory. So first name, last name, title, as well as ID number or passport number, current activity, and obviously country of citizen and the province. You'd find out that we've got South African provinces there already. Mother tongue, gender, ethnic group, disability, marital status, STD code. This is your country code for South Africa. This is your +27. If you're in another country, please fill in there your country code. And then you now start writing your number by putting in the details like what I'm doing there. The metric date, the date that you pass your metric, or written your metric, this is going to be information that you need to put there. That is a mandatory detail. Email for the student, previous activity, as well as name of the parent or the guardian or the sponsor or person who's paying for your school fees, the relationship to that particular person. If it is going to be yourself who's going to be paying for yourself, you put in there your name and then you also put in there where it says relationship, then you say self, so that we know that you are going to be paying for yourself. Okay, the other part that says contact details, this particular part, I'm only going to show you the mandatory details. The mobile number for your parent or your sponsor or your guardian, email address for your sponsor or your guardian, preferred method of communication, as well as physical address are the only mandatory details. If your physical address is the same as your postal address, and then you can copy that by doing the following. Once I say same as physical address, it just copies those particular details. All right. The potential employer part is now where you're now putting in there someone who's a potential employer to yourself. All right. So I've shown you most of the mandatory details. This is going to be the page where you spend most of your time. And then I am going to take you to another page where I've pre-populated that information and I've put in that information as you can see. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the bottom here. I click on next, where it will take me to the campuses and the campuses of SWGC. Right now, This is for distance learning. So by default, it is going to be on Technisa campus. So I just have to click on next. All right. Now it's asking me the qualification that I want to do. Then I say I want to do civil engineering N1. And then I click on next. Once I do that, it is going to be now asking me which division is civil engineering under. It is under engineering studies. All right. So I click on next and it takes me to a course level. Under course level, I've chosen civil engineering N1. As you can see from my history panel, I've already got it captured here. It says N1, so it's easy for you to choose. Then I just choose N1, then I click on next. Once I click on next, it takes me to a place where I would have to put in the subjects. As you can see on the top, we have got the mandatory subject. And then on the bottom, we have got the optional subjects. And then we've got the subject code, the subject name, the subject level, as well as the price for that particular subject so that you can understand that this is how much it's going to be costing and so on. So moving ahead, I've put here a subject for test purposes, and I've put in here a test subject, which is the one I'm going to select now. Once I do that, I click on next. Once I click on next, I have to select the year as well as the semester or the trimester that I'm going to be doing this particular subject. So I'll choose 2017 and I'll say first semester. Once I do that, it wants me now to proceed to the payment part. Once I get to the payment part, please ensure that your card is activated for online banking. This is the number one part that you need to know. And then from then, it takes me to where it's going to show me the student details as well as the course information that I've just put. All right. The details that it only puts here is the campus, is the qualification, is the division, as well as the level and the year and the semester of when you want to do it. And then below that, it will now show the subjects, all of them. If you've selected more than one, it will show obviously more than one subjects, and then obviously it is going to show you the amount of the subject. There is three ways that we can make a payment. You can go and make a bank deposit. If you have made a bank deposit, you can come and say, I have paid, and then we'll now require for you to attach the proof of banking details or the proof of payment from the bank or the slip that you get from the bank. Or you can select pay via credit card or pay via debit card. Please note, debit card and um, credit card, they are all working and you can all make your payments via this online registration too. All right, so this is going to be the first part that I've shown you to this video, and I hope that you are going to be excited. And please take note, the information that we're filling at the top, everything is here on the left side, the history of everything that you've done during your registration process, the subjects that you've selected, the year that you've selected, the level, the division, the qualification, the campus, as well as your registration student status. Everything is on the left side. Once I now want to make a payment, I have to choose my three options. Okay. If I say I have paid, it takes me to a page where it now wants me to actually select the proof of payment and attach it as the proof of payment. Please. All right, so I am going to be attaching my proof of payment. As you can see, it wants me to upload the proof of payment. So what I now do is I click on choose file. Once I click on choose file, let's say this is my proof of payment. I click on that proof of payment and I say open and it attaches it. And the next thing now, it now moves on to the next part where it now needs me for me to attach a copy of my ID, a copy of my previous qualifications, and as well as student permits if I am applying from the regional countries and so on and so on. Please take note. This is what I'm going to be showing you in the first part of the video. I hope that you would stick with me for the second part of the video as well as the rest of the other information. Thank you.